Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcel. I'm originally from the Philippines and I came to the USA on a K1 visa. I'm so excited to share more about my experiences here. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. I'd love for you to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on my new videos. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you some valuable information about finding a job on a K1 visa, as well as how long it typically takes to obtain a work permit. If you are in the United States on a fiancé visa, you can technically apply to work during your initial stay in the country even before changing your visa status. However, when asking the question, can I work on a K1 visa? There are a few key points you must understand regarding the constraints and time frame of having a K1 Visa Employment Authorization Document or EAD. Before we discuss your options on whether or not you can or should apply for a work permit while on a K1 visa, let's review some of the basic components of the K visa and work permits. So how does the K1 visa work? The K1 adjustment of status process is your path to obtaining a marriage green card in the United States. If approved, you will receive your green card and become a lawful permanent resident or LPR. But how to become eligible to work in the US? In order to work in the United States, you must obtain an employment authorization document. You must have an EAD to prove that you are allowed to work in the United States. Your EAD will have a specific time frame in which you are allowed to work. In order to have an EAD, also called Form I-765, you must apply by filing Form I-765 Application for Employment Authorization. So again, what is EAD? It is your employment authorization document. It is an identity card that is used to demonstrate that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services gave approval for you to work in the United States. How long does it take to get a work permit? Well, the average amount of time it takes to get a work permit is 60 to 90 days. Though this is typical, USCIS may take over half a year to issue an EAD. For updates on how long EAD applications are taking, you can take a look at the USCIS case processing time page on their website. But it would be worthwhile to file your Form I-765 along with your adjustment of status rather than after you begin your green card process. While you await your green card, USCIS will issue you an EAD that will allow you to work during your intermediate period between your non-immigrant visa and green card interview. Your EAD will come with an expiration date, so take careful note on the time constraints you are given for your work permit. So in my personal experience, I applied for my work permit along with my adjustment status, and my green card was approved and arrived before my EAD. It took 7 months for me to receive my green card, which also serves as a work permit. As a result, I no longer needed my EAD. What constitutes unlawful employment? It can include anything that generates income. Unauthorized employment in the U.S. can take many forms. This may involve working for a company or an individual without the necessary work authorization, operating a business without proper approval, working without a visa, or working for an employer who is not authorized to employ you. Even volunteering in a position that paid worker could fill may be considered unauthorized employment under the U.S. immigration rules. Another question, can I work remotely for a company outside the U.S. while living in the USA and waiting to receive the green card with K1 visa? The answer is yes, it is possible to work remotely while waiting for the green card. However, there are certain requirements that you should be aware of before proceeding. First, you will need to ensure that the company you are working for is willing to hire you as a remote worker. Additionally, you will need to make sure that you are able to legally work in the USA even if you don't have a green card yet. This may involve obtaining a work permit or EAD. Without the EAD, you are not legally allowed to work in the USA. During my personal experience, I had to let go of my freelancing job when I arrived in the USA. I used to work as an email specialist for Amazon back in the Philippines. But due to the regulations set forth by the USCIS, I did not want to take any chances. So what are the risks of working without an EAD? So due to the confined time frame of both the K1 visa and EAD processing time, the chances of obtaining an EAD on a K1 visa are slim. As a reminder, you are not legally allowed to work without an EAD in the USA. Even if you are given a social security number, you are still ineligible to work until you get a clearance from the USCIS via work authorization. That being said, if you work illegally while in the United States on your K1 visa, you would be in direct violation of your K1 visa status expectations. You then risk your opportunity to adjust your status and will not be able to apply for or receive a green card. The risk of working illegally could result in the long-term consequence of being unable to adjust your status and could be deported back to your origin country. So that's all for today, everyone. If you have any further questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.